Good morning. What is up, folks? What's up, Ace? What's up, Crash? What's up, Navy Plum, Voltron, Zebra, Mike, Mick? Oh, they dipped out anyway. What's up, Gary? Parth? Good to see everybody here this morning. What's up? Good morning, guys. Let me get my feed started for you guys. That's the one we want, pretty sure. Yep, that's the one. All right, what's up, B2? What? Introduction detected. That's weird. I don't know why you just got flagged there, Gary. I don't know what's going on. Feel free to keep posting if the bot keeps acting weird. I'll let somebody know. That's weird. I don't know why you got deleted there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's start to dive into some of this stuff that we need to be keeping our eyes on here as we head into closing out the first full trading week of November. Just pulling up one thing on one of my other screens here real quick that I forgot to have up already. Let's see. Yeah, and really the data point that we are looking for today, or that just came out, are jobless claims. Those numbers came in, looks like fairly close to the consensus. Slightly, well, kind of mixed on over or under the previous readings. 4-week average gone up slightly. So, yeah, nothing too crazy. We do have Jerome Powell talking this afternoon at 2 o'clock, so just be mindful of that. Could certainly that could certainly lend to us seeing some choppy conditions up until closer to 2 o'clock. So just kind of keep your heads on a swivel. Might be a good day to just sit and watch until we get closer to 2 p.m. But totally up to you. Don't if you see a good opportunity, you like the setup, don't wait on Jerome Powell. Go ahead and execute. But let's dig in. Let's start talking about what I'm looking at here on ES. What's up, Strife? Good morning. Good morning to everybody that has joined since I did my initial round of good mornings. Thank you guys for joining. For those of you who are joining for the first time, if you don't already have the chat window open, little word bubble looking icon, top right hand corner of your Discord window. If you're here in the live chat and all you see is a bunch of avatars, click that. You'll see where people are saying good morning. What's up, XT fan? What's up, Chris? Good to see you, buddy. So anyway, with all of that said, in fact, Chris, let me make sure. I need to check something. Okay, cool. So yeah, get your ticker requests in. I've already got AVGO, Broadcom, and Marathon, right? Marathon Holdings or something like that. Isn't that what that is? I know it's a crypto miner. I forget that, but it's Marathon, 90% sure. And NVIDIA so far. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what we're looking at here on the S&P at the moment, and then we'll get into some of our individual tickers. Oh, let me real quick just check my... Okay, good. I want to check the streaming software, make sure we still have audio going out to YouTube after finding out recently. We did a couple of sessions with no audio. I'm sure that did not encourage people to come back and watch again. So anyway, let's dig in. So as we all know, and we talked about this a while ago, we did have an inverse head and shoulders pattern form, broke out to the upside. Obviously the FOMC stuff came out as expected. In fact, there's a lot of people saying it very much sounds like we're done with rate hikes, and we might even be talking about rate cuts sooner than we possibly thought. Mid 2024. Still people out there saying, oh, we're going to see a recession in Q1 of 2024. So, lots of FUD, lots of weird catalysts sitting out there. But at the end of the day, all we can do is focus on the charts and try to execute based on what the price action's doing. So some things that I'm looking at here, like I said, we've been on a run since breaking out from that inverse head and shoulders pattern down here. We have the left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and we talked about this during one of our live streams that led up to this breakout. We're now clearing over all of the moving averages on the 4-hour chart, which I like. These things still need to start crossing back over and flipping back to the bullish side, but that, will happen. It's a lagging indicator, especially on high time frame like this. We are kind of really struggling a little bit with this 4-hour supply zone here. And we're also coming up on this weekly downtrend line that's sort of, been a real issue for us going back to July this year. I mean, just lots of clean rejections that have kept us making lower highs ultimately, if we sort of zoom out and look at this big picture going back to this July high. So, just like I said, keep your heads on a swivel. Got Jerome Powell talking today. Definitely, I would be, not against hedging, and certainly even maybe opening some proactive, short positions, however you want to do that, whether it's, buying a short leveraged ETF, buying shares of that, or opening puts, or, selling calls, whatever you want to do to start kind of putting in some downside hedge type protection. I'd say, as ES kind of gets toward this, 44.20, we've got a weekly level there. That trend line's there. And it could just, we could consolidate until we catch up with this trend line. That's the other possibility. So things, could just kind of stay choppy for a little bit. As we can see, it's kind of doing that now. We just get a range of chop and then kind of a small leg up and another range of chop. And it looks like we're trying to make another small leg up, but could, again, still wind up being choppy, especially with Jerome Powell talking today at 2 p.m. So be very careful is what I guess I'm trying to say with way too many words. All right, so let's do some trade plan recaps, and then let's work on some new plans for today and to close out the week and possibly even heading into next week. So Square block is one that we did on Tuesday. I think, was this your request, Chris? I think, possibly. Square got the block, or Square got the block. Block got the break. That's what I was trying to say. Over our call entry level, not only that, got a break, but a pretty nice little back test between either of these two candles. Let's look at this on the 5-minute real quick. Actually, I just realized it was on the 15-minute. So yeah, decently into the trading day, break over, back test, consolidates against it as support, and it's just kind of melted up from there. Definitely, had some issues a little bit lower than where we had the first price target at as far as intraday. But that didn't really matter because then the following day, 200 SMA caught up with that price action here on the 5-minute, pushed things higher, got through PT1, and I think it, it looks like it's trying for PT2. There's clearly some kind of a resistance up here that I don't have mapped on my chart, but again, I think ultimately based on how we looked at this last time and how it's sort of just kind of consolidating and melting up, I think PT2 is definitely well within sight. Nice back test here, kind of between the extended hours trading sessions, after hours yesterday, pre-market this morning, holding ultimately that support is what that looks like to me, and then kind of pushing up a little bit higher off of that. So I should be able to do member selected tickers, and I might even try to live stream them this Sunday. Yeah, sorry I haven't been able to do those the last couple of weeks. It's just had busy weekend plans that I knew it was going to be a challenge for me to get them done, and honestly, I probably wouldn't have gotten them done. So I hate to, ask people to go through the trouble of voting for tickers and then not delivering the trade plan. So if I know it's an iffy thing for me, if I got a busy weekend, I kind of hold back on posting that survey. But I should be able to do some this weekend. Maybe Plum. Great question. All right, so that Square, Apple, this was a great one. Gave us the break above, even a nice back test off of the stop loss average down level. And the thing that I really liked about this setup is it's kind of right in the heart of all the bullishness on the indicators that I have built and like to use. Also right off our stop loss average down level, like I said. So huge move off of that, all the way up to PT3 within the day. So really, if you capture that off of 179.06 up to 182.40, I mean, that's a $3.50 move. A little over a probably 1.5% move. off that level, and even if you waited for it to break back above, still huge move all the way up to the third price target. And that seems to be where things have really sort of topped out a little bit, at least until yesterday. And now it looks like we're trying to flip that to support last I checked, and we've got our moving averages catching up. Things are kind of getting tight and coiled here a little bit, but under some selling pressure. So I'd like to see a break back above that. In fact, probably a break over 183.22. Apple could continue to recover. And then last but not least, that we've done, that we did on Tuesday's live stream was Tesla. A little bit of a dip and rip here, the day that we planned this on Tuesday, but did run up, break out over our, in fact, let's get over the 5-minute chart. Sorry about that. Did break over. I like this little confluence here. Again, if you're, not watching these, I get that you wouldn't see these kind of things, but 333 SMA, this is one that I talk about all the time. 16 WMA, one that I talk about all the time. Posted several trade reviews and educational posts about that where I discuss how I'm using these moving averages. So nice little confluence, again, right in the heart of some bullish selling pressure after getting a pretty good confirmed break above. Nice little back test, pushes up all the way to PT1, and then has since kind of just sort of moved sideways. So, again, one thing to remember as we're executing these plans is as you get into trades and as you start to hit price targets, make sure that you're moving your stop loss up with the price action to where, hopefully in a worst case scenario, you're stopping out for break even on any contracts you didn't close for profit at the price target. But Tesla kind of back in the no trade zone currently. So, really for me, I know that we're currently below this 220.08 level. I could potentially still see that as a decent entry, but with sort of some of this resistance and confluence that I'm seeing up here, really I'd like to see 221.18 break, and then I think we, try for some of these recent highs, potentially where we rejected here yesterday, shortly after the open around 224. So keep an eye on that 221.18 level to break for another upside run on Tesla potentially. Amazon looked like a head and shoulder on the daily. Tesla downgrade. Oh, yeah. Well, everybody's got an opinion, right? Amazon, that does. I mean, to me, that doesn't look like a head and shoulders, and the reason why it doesn't is because there's not a clear neckline. So let's just, since we've got a moment to talk about it, let's talk about it, just so we can help folks understand how to see some of these chart patterns and what qualifies, what doesn't qualify. As he said on the daily, let's turn off our indicators real quick just so we can focus on the chart. So if we're talking about a head and shoulders, and I think what you're looking for, right, would be something where you're trying to say, okay, we got a shoulder here, head here, and a shoulder here potentially. The problem with that is that for it to really be a head and shoulders pattern, you need some kind of a neckline, and there's really no neckline. So a neckline would be kind of like a trend line that might be going something, well, really, if there was one, it's probably looking like that, right? But really what you have, looking at this, and for me, I probably look at it more like this with the 24-hour chart. That way it's just the candles are a little bit cleaner. You can see that pre-market and after hours data in there. I mean, you can clearly see that, yeah, that setup didn't play out the way that you would need it to play out for a head and shoulders, long story being short. So anyway, hope that helps you there, Sarang, but that's why that is not a head and shoulders. I see what you're looking at, but you got to have that neckline in place, and this whole move to the downside and then coming up like that invalidated that head and shoulders pattern really back here once we broke down below the neckline. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful for you. Sorry. All right, so let's get to some of our ticker requests this morning. What was the first one we had? AVGO. All right, let's take a look at it. Broadcom. I feel like I've done trade plans on Broadcom before. I don't know why. I don't see any support or resistance levels on here. It's weird. Oh, let me take a look one more place. Could potentially be. And if not, well, I'm just crazy then. Wow, I swear we've done trade planning on Broadcom before. I'm very familiar with the ticker. I don't know why I don't have any support or resistance levels on this already, but anyway, no big deal. That'll give us a little bit of a demonstration on how to do support and resistance, right? Although this is going to be a tough one. We are way at all-time highs. I mean, Broadcom is just on a tear right now and looks like it's just dying to break out and print some new all-time highs. So, okay, well, we'll do our best. This will be a little bit of a challenge because of where we're at from a price action standpoint, but that's okay. I like a challenge. So let's start to build our chart levels. I think there's something there, but it's not a weekly level. This is going to be another level that we're going to keep an eye on. There. That's probably going to do it for any usable. Well, I take that back. May have put one in. All right. So let's take a look at our daily chart on this guy. All right. There's definitely something right about here. Not something. It's a daily level. I think this is a little bit lower. Yeah, it's more like right about there. And then, yeah, don't love that one. Okay, let's see if we have something down around in this neck of the woods. Not on the daily chart, at least not that we can clearly identify. This was the one that I wanted to take a closer look at. Smaller time frames, still not quite confirmed. As far as this being a daily level, I'm only seeing resistance, and I want to see both. I want to see support and resistance for me to like put my reputation on the line, literally. All right. Something right in here. This is the other spot that kind of jumps out to me. Yeah, it's right there. All right. I think that's probably good for daily levels. This is where we're going to start to maybe find out what some of these levels are and what we need to be watching. Yeah, this is probably sitting right about there as a 4-hour level. This guy is a quick flip of resistance to support, but I think there's something right there. Let's see. Now this will probably also give us an opportunity to do some fib extensions, which I was talking about a little bit, I think on Tuesday's live stream when we were talking about some levels that Microsoft was testing at it, sort of in this all-time high range. Yeah, it is. I don't know why I don't have any levels on this chart. It was very, I don't know what layout I was drawing on the day that I put that plan together. But yeah, you know what? I also distinctly remember this one. Like, yeah, all the levels did disappear. It was this one ticker, and I think what I might have done was I didn't realize it. I thought I was deleting old trade plan drawings off of probably a daily spy plan chart or something like that, and accidentally deleted my Broadcom levels. I'm glad that you said that. Yeah, I know I wasn't crazy. And now that I think about it, I kind of remember that situation. Shortly after that trade played out, actually, I accidentally deleted everything. That's what it was. Thank you, Navy Plum. I'm glad to know I'm not totally crazy. Alright, let's see. Probably sit right here. Right there. Yeah, we are going to need some fib extensions on this one. Alright, let's do those real quick. It's really more, yeah, draw it off this. Alright, let's see what we've got. Probably sits right about here. Let's see if this, I want to see if these catch some levels that I haven't drawn yet. That would kind of be some nice confirmation. Yeah, it's a decent little level there. It's getting some good support and resistance flips. This one's pretty much bang on with our weekly level. Same thing. In fact, this might be just a little bit. That moves. Dang it, hang on. I'm going to need to redraw this. Sorry. That's why I wasn't looking quite right. Let's delete this. I was a little too far zoomed out. My magnet tool, I think, was grabbing the wrong candles. All right, let's try this one more time. Trend-based fib extension. That's what we want. We're going to take it off this point right here. Up to that guy right there. Yeah, Probably is just sitting a little bit higher than that weekly level, or I might have that weekly level a little bit low. So, yeah, I think we were actually pretty good where we had it. Wanted to make sure. Yep, gives us that same spot again. Okay, cool. So, breakout targets. We'll probably need. Let's do one more set. See how this plays out off of this run. It's to that same spot. And I think the trend really, well, it really does kick off. It just went parabolic off that. It's really more, I think, sitting right here-ish. That gives us that same first target. So it gives us another potential target right up here. And let's see how this plays out now. All right. So this is going to be an interesting one. Again, anytime we're using trend-based fib extensions, what we're trying to do is essentially project where support and resistance is going to be that has never really been tested before. Oh, dude, Navy Plum is the GOAT. He's the best. I always appreciate, and DMs me anytime I've like posted something dumb or like forgot to put a part in the SPY plan, or like posted the wrong chart on the wrong ticker or something like that. Like Navy Plum's like, hey man, just wanted you to know. I always appreciate it, buddy. All right. So, what are we looking at? What are we looking for here? This is, like I said, going to be a little bit tricky because of the fact that AVGO is essentially at all-time highs. It's testing that level. It's at the all-time high resistance by my eye, which sits in here about 918.61. I mean, we've got some prints higher, but you know, nothing that looks like a good confirmed break, and also some clean rejections right around that level. Nothing closing above it. So I think, you know, we're looking for a confirmed break of that. Was already kind of eyeballing this 905.89 level as our stop loss average down. Now, again, we're essentially swinging for levels that are untested, shooting for levels that we've never really touched. See, even this is during extended hours, which I just don't want to hang my hat on. All the actual rejections are lower. Is this during trading hours? Let's see. I don't think any of these prints are, so these could be, well, nope, this one is. So it's an interesting, that's currently the all-time high, isn't it? Not now. Why does it look like that? 925.91 is what. Well, yeah, I guess probably just was touching a little too high on that candle. Yeah, okay, that is what it is. Okay. So the question is, do we use that as a price target? It was one test of it. And really, again, the resistance to me just appears to be right here at 918.61. All right. Yep. So this is a tricky one. I'm probably belaboring it a little too much, but again, we're at all-time highs. We got untested, uncharted waters overhead. I think the only reasonable thing we can do is just check off the first 3 fib extensions to the upside and shoot for those as price targets. Play this for a pullback. Yeah, I was already kind of eyeballing. I like a break below this 896.12 level. The first target down here at 884.51. We'll share a stop loss with the upside trade plan there at 905.89. This next price target is going to be this weekly level. And then below that, I think it's actually possibly a bigger move to the downside down to this 849.83 level. So let's drop this on the chart. Sorry, I got a little bit bogged down by this one, but just I had to kind of get my bearings on it again. And also, we were again in sort of a weird spot where price action levels being created is minimal at best. But let's talk through this and let's see if we can't knock out one more before we wrap things up today. So for our Broadcom trade plan, what we're looking for is a break over 918.61 with targets at 938.64, 963.31. Sorry, let me slow down a little bit. Forgot about, I say these levels too fast sometimes. Break over 918.61, targets at 938.64, 963.31, 973.98 with a stop loss average down at 905.89. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 896.12. That should give us targets at 884.51, 872.26, and 849.83 with a shared stop loss at that same level at 905.89. All right, let's get to, what was the other one? Marathon, I think, was the next one. For Chris and Gary. It's a dual vote. They combined efforts. All right, let's check it out. I think I've already got some levels on this one. So maybe we fly through it. Maybe we do get one more in. Let's see. Can always be hopeful, right? Ew, hey. This looks like we just did a trade plan on this recently. Oh wait, yeah, I remember this one. This gave us a little bit of like a fake out. Did catch this weekly level. Yep, I remember that. Gave a good break, and I thought it was going up to 1091, but we did have a weekly level there at 1071. I didn't use as the price target, and that was the, I mean, bang on rejection right there. Yeah, I remember this one now. Okay. So, let's get back to this. Let me knock those off real quick. What are we looking for here on Marathon? Well, I do like this. I like this trade, especially with where it's at right now. Let's fix our prior mistake. That is going to be our first price target. So over 1007, I like it up to 1071. Yeah, stop loss average down might be just a little bit lower than this level, actually. The question is, though, it's going to be pretty close to being a 1-to-1. So it's going to give this trade the necessary room to work out. It's a little better than a 1-to-1 risk reward, so not terrible. All right, let's check these other targets though. So this is what I was shooting for previously. how do I not have that level? It's just like sitting right there, obvious as it could be. All right. So, I mean, I don't think we want to put targets at 1071 and 1091. That seems excessive. Um, so I like the next target up to this 1131 level. Don't ignore 1091 though. Just pay attention, make a mental note of it. I wouldn't use it necessarily as a price target. And then, you know, with these crypto tickers, when they get going, they can get going. And I do really like a recovery of this big sell imbalance. Is there a level here? That's my one question. Yeah, I like it for move probably back up to that 1248 level, to be perfectly honest. So if we're going to play for the downside, which I would be very careful with right now with any crypto names, just because of, you know, ETF approval. We're talking about it, we're talking about it, we're talking about it. Eventually it's going to happen. I think it's, yeah, all but certain. I think I also have a level here that I don't have charted yet. You know, if that gets greenlit and you're in a bearish position on crypto tickers, probably going to take quite the beat down. So just be careful. Be ready to take profits quickly if you know, hit price targets on a downside trade plan. Crypto ticker. All right, so where does the downside kind of really open up is the big question, and where does it also give us kind of a nice stop loss average down backstop? I think, oh my god, yeah, crypto's absolutely running this morning. I just looked at that. Bitcoin's up 4 point something percent. How have I not seen that yet today? God, sorry, I didn't sleep great last night, but oh my god, I'm just like feel like I had blinders on for a second there after looking at that. All right, downside, downside, downside. I think there is a level here. Or do we play it? Could play it like that. I don't love that either. Alright, sorry. I'm kind of having an internal argument with myself. Oh, dude, yeah. If Kevin starts talking about anything crypto, take notes. Pay attention. Listen to what he's saying. Because that man knows his crypto. All right, yeah, there's a level here. I think that's our entry level. I think we share our stop loss. The upside trade plan. These little dips down to here are interesting to me. There is this weekly level. That could be a little tiny bit off, though. It might be sitting more like that. Yeah, I think it is. So I think that's a good first target to the downside. If we can break below that, actually, to me, looks like 774. And below that, is this level? Hang on, I just want to check one thing. I think this level's a tiny bit high. Does this catch that bottom the way I thought it would? Yep. Yep, okay, yep. That's our third price target. All right, so I think that's pretty good. It's let me check this real quick. Make sure. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So what we're looking for here on Marathon is a break over 1007 to play this for the upside. That will give us targets at 1071, 1131, and 1248 with a stop loss average down at 952. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 927 with targets at 855, 774, and 722 with a shared stop loss average down there at that 952 level. So with that, that puts us about 20 minutes out from market open, and I do need to go get the SPY plan together for you guys so I can get that posted in the options watch list. I really appreciate everybody joining me this morning. We will be back next Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 a.m. and keep your eyes peeled for an announcement about me potentially doing the member selected tickers here in the live stream this coming Sunday. So just keep your eyes peeled. I'll put an announcement out somewhere, probably in the options watch list. So with that, sorry if I didn't get to your tickers this morning, but please come back. We will try to get to them next time. Get here early, get those requests in early on into the stream, and we will get through as many in a morning as we possibly can to get ready for each trading day. So keep these trade plans in your back pocket, as we always say here on the FOMO live stream. Wait, where'd our thing go? Our soundboard is gone. Oh no. Well, then I will have to then I'll have to just say it. Make sure that you plan your trades and trade your plans. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I will see you guys in the chats, and I will see you back here at the very latest next Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, actually, while I'm thinking about it, and I'll mention it again next Tuesday, but I will not be doing a live stream next Thursday. I'm going to be out of town for my birthday on a golf trip. So next Thursday, no live stream, just a quick heads up on that. So anyway, with that, I will see you guys next Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. and keep your eyes peeled for a potential Sunday live stream announcement. Have a great day. I will see you guys in the chat. Go out there and get some green, play your trades, trade your plans. Talk to y'all soon.